Okay, Assalamu alaikum all. This is our first class on electromagnetic fields and waves, EE330. So I welcome you all. So today, my goal is we're gonna discuss a little bit about administrative stuff of the course. I will go over the content of the course which we would be covering, and if we have time, then we can spend maybe 10-15 minutes on the content of the course. We'll formally start that. So at any point during the class, you can interrupt me, ask me the question. That's the whole purpose of this live class. So if you quickly can give, someone could quickly tell me, all of you can hear me well. If someone can speak up, yes, so that I am
Yes,
confident.
sir.
Okay, great. Great. So let's get started. So first of all, about me, who am I? So I'm sure you all know my name by looking over the instructor name in front of the course. So I'm Imran Chima. So I'm an electrical engineer from background, UET Lahore. And then I was in CU Boulder, United States for my master's in electromagnetics and photonics. Then I spent some time in industry in US working on various optical systems. And then I went to McGill University, Canada for my PhD, where I actually worked over optical sensors for healthcare applications. So I'm at LUMS since 2016, and I actually work in the area of optics, photonics, you can say, which is basically an extension of electromagnetics. It's actually electromagnetics. So in very briefly, I am working on food security applications, trying to develop optical sensors for detecting various amounts of contamination. For example, whether we are drinking safe milk or water. So basically, the whole ambition of my research is that we able to scan food items before we eat it. We need not to send the sample to a lab for its testing. So I'm trying to develop electromagnetic sensors, optical sensors, which can empower humans, which can empower our society in that sense. And second area is I'm looking over the healthcare sector, where basically you many of you have seen those glucometers where you can prick your finger and put the blood over this machine and can get the glucose reading out of it. So I'm trying to develop similar sensors for various diseases. So my in fact, I'm sure that at some point in time, all these labs which conduct blood testing, they would be obsolete. And when we go to the doctor would have a device on his desk which can help you in scanning whatever is present in that. And in order to realize all these things, you need to have a very sound fields and waves knowledge. And my research is quite multidisciplinary. So that's about me. So moving on, about the course. What is this course, electromagnetic fields and waves? So if I say very briefly that electrical engineering, in broad sense, electrical engineering is basically applied electromagnetics. You would find, if you start from any point in any application of electrical engineering, you can go deep and go to the waves and Maxwell's equations in explaining all that stuff. So there are actually countless applications of this course. I'm not going to dive in all of those, but I would just quickly go over very few some applications which are relevant in today's world. For example, you want to know, if you look over this first figure, you know, where a guy has this device, and there is a you can see my this mouse pointer there, right? If somebody can say yes, you can see this mouse pointer there, right?
Yes,
uh,
sir.
okay, great. So so this guy has this device, and there's a probe, and he has this probe attached to this orange. So he's trying to measure whether this orange is ripe enough or not. This is an example of an electromagnetic sensor. And the knowledge you gained in this course would be the fundamental pieces to realize such a sensor. And then again, in food security, the Professor Momin and Tahir works a lot on these RFID based these food security applications, where you have this electromagnetic tag here. It's RFID is same as if you are passing through the toll, and you have that tax tag over your car, and that can be scanned. So these are also being they also have fundamentals in electromagnetics or fields and waves. And then this glucometer type of a healthcare application, where you can have these fields and waves knowledge there to get those. And these are flow meters. You have this Faraday's law, being, you know, you have the magnets inside, and once the water flows through it, there are change in the readings. And these night vision goggles, all fundamentals lie in this course. And all these, when you're talking about complex material to detect, in last I would say 2 or 3 years, a lot of focus is utilizing this machine learning or deep learning, if you have encountered these terms, in conjunction with these sensing devices, to develop really versatile and robust device. So you can get these machine learning and these sensors, and can have a very nice thing out of it. And then you have those traditional PCBs, where you have electronic components being applied there. So you may wonder, okay, we have done the same thing in circuits here in this PCBs, but at high frequencies, all the circuit principles you learned in your earlier courses, they require Maxwell's equations and fields knowledge to design those things. And we will start the course with that in terms of transmission. And I will tell you why your circuit theory will fail in high frequency. And then you have these traditional communications systems, where all these fields and waves concepts are being applied. So these are very brief and quick engineering systems or scientific applications, which you can eventually realize by knowing the fundamental principles for these devices. And the fundamental principles are being, inshallah, taught in this course. So before I talk about admin stuff, maybe let me remind you the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, what we mean everything. So there's a nice cartoon. I like it. So if you know that fundamental relationship, and I will talk about that at another stage. You know this fundamental relationship: c is equal to f lambda. Velocity is equal to frequency versus, or frequency times wavelength. So you can see, you know, when the wavelength is very high, it's 1000 meters here in the radio frequencies. And then frequencies, you know, simply 10 kilohertz. The wavelength is in the order of these buildings. And then as you increase the frequency, your wavelength gets decreased, and the name came radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays, and all these are applications. So in fact, the spectrum is telling you any kind of electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic signal. Electromagnetic signal means which has the electric and magnetic part that would be obeying Maxwell's equations. So that's what the message I want to convey here. So let's talk about some admin stuff here with you guys. So obviously my office is this, but you can't come into my office for some time until the campus is open. So you can always reach me via email, and office hours mine would be alternate Fridays QA session, and I would always have Zoom appointments with you. Whenever you want to see me or talk to me, you can send me an email, and I will schedule an appointment within 24 hours. Actually, you know, I'll try to do that. Try to have that within the same day if you send me an email earlier in the day. But at the most 24 hours we would have the Zoom appointment for your talking. And I also would like to all of you actually to join the Slack, which I actually sent all of you invitation. It's a nice application. In here we can have a structured discussion on the course content. You can ask questions and it would be visible to all of your fellows without compromising the privacy. So maybe you can say it's a WhatsApp kind of a thing, but it has strict privacy controls and things are more structured. So please join this this Slack. I see that not all of you have joined so far. Only one, I think quarter of the students have already only joined. So I would please request you to join the Slack. If you haven't got the invitation, I think I sent you the link. You can join it from there. And then you have the teaching assistants, Rabia, Shehla, and Salar. They're 1 year senior than you guys. Very good students, very helpful. So you can always contact them for the course related stuff too, other than me. And so typically, you know that a class is like, you know, in the normal days, it's a 1 hour 15-minute class 2 times a week. So I've done it a 50-minute class 3 times a week, but I'm not gonna teach you new content in the 3 classes. I will take only 2 classes. In this week, it would be just Wednesday and Friday because Monday was not the start of the session. But in the regular scheme, we'll have the new content covered only on Mondays and Wednesdays for 50 minutes. So you will have just the 50 minutes. This new content would be covered. And then on one Friday, we would have the QA session. And the other Friday, we'll have the tutorial sessions conducted by TAs. You may have already seen the detailed course agenda. I will go over that too with you shortly. And all the course material would be on LMS. Acha, as I said, let me actually show you. I would really appreciate that you join this community, the Slack. I've sent you the invitation. So this is they would ask you to download or something or join it over the web. But what I would require you, what I would ask you to use it more efficiently is to actually install the app over your phone or your computer for maximum benefit, because you can ask questions and we would be able to respond those quickly. So I know this would be a new thing for you, but I think it's been in West for quite some time and it's a very nice app, believe me, to use it. So please do that, install it and join it. Acha, so as I said, you know, TA office hours would be 6 to 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday, and you have Slack at your disposal. I would be available to you in a dedicated session every alternate Friday as per the agenda. I will show you the agenda soon, and you can always send me a personalized meeting request and we can always do the Zoom. As I said, I will try to accommodate a request within the same day working hours, if you send it earlier in the morning, and we can schedule a Zoom meeting, send me your preferred times, and we'll do that. Otherwise, within 24 hours, we should have that, excluding Saturday and Sunday. Acha, so any questions so far? You can ask any questions. All right. So if there are no questions, let's move on. So basically, you already have studied electricity and magnetism, physics 205, I think, and this course is the extension of that course, and we will learn new things which would be built upon your prior knowledge. And what I'm gonna do, basically what we are seeing in this course is that we'll start the course with transmission lines, and we will learn how to analyze those transmission lines, the frequency domain and time domains. Don't worry, I'm going to explain you probably today or in the next class what do you mean by transmission lines. So I'm just here formally setting all the goals here. And in the earlier course, you have already looked over Maxwell's equations, but you have looked over integral form of the Maxwell's equations. So we'll look over more engineering and more scientific form in the form of differential form of electromagnetic equation. We'll learn how to do that. And for that, I will review the vector calculus in depth from the engineering point of view so that you know the meanings of Maxwell's equations in and out. And the last part would be the waves and waveguides, which I would like you to learn in this course. So these are the textbooks. This is, if you can see my video, or maybe I would, first of all, let me stop that. So this is the first textbook, Introduction to Electromagnetic Fields, 3rd edition, Clayton, Paul Keith, and Nasser. And I placed its PDF copy over the LMS. You can use that. The book is, it's a nice book, and we would be predominantly following this book. Post transmission lines would be this book of your choice. We would discuss all the vector calculus and Maxwell's equation waves from this book. And for the transmission lines, we'll look over Engineering Electromagnetics by Haight. So this is an Indian edition. You can get it from, I think, any scientific bookshop in Lahore, maybe 200, 300 rupees, 300 rupees book, this one. So, so the concepts we would be learning in this course are quite fundamental. So you would find a plethora of books for learning those concepts. If you don't like these books, let me know. I can recommend you more books. But since this is an undergraduate class, not a graduate class, so in my experience, it's better for the students if they have a focused books available so that I can do all the sectional references of all the topics we are discussing. So I would advise you to read these books first to understand any concept, or talk to me if there are problems. And if still you think these books are not good enough, you can look for any other books. These are very fundamental stuff. You would find dozens of the books. In my experience, these are the best books at this level for you guys to learn the material. So, oops, what is this? But somehow, I am seeing some chat. I can't access the chat, it's by incident I saw it. So try to speak up. You can unmute your mics and speak up so that others can also see, because I'm sharing my screen. So the chat is not very feasible here. So yes, both of these books are uploaded on LMS. You should be able to have those. Acha, so agar main thoda sa, if I talk about in terms of concept map, so we'll start with the transmission lines, and Basically, transmission lines, the concepts we will learn in transmission lines would be based upon RLC, resistor, inductor, capacitance. But all these concepts which we learn here would be equally applicable to the waves which we would discuss after the second midterm. So I would tell you, I would advise you to pay special attention to these first uh, classes on transmission lines. In fact, you should pay special attention to all the course. But this, if you understand the transmission lines really well, then you can ace this course without any problem, because everything would be an extension of what we would learn in the transmission lines. I will replace RLC with electric field and magnetic field when we discuss the waves. So it will be very easy to understand what's going on. So pay special attention to that. And then I know you have already taken vector calculus in your earlier mathematics courses, but I'm going to review that. I'm going to spend some time over it to review it well. And I would review it from the engineering point of view, from the scientific point of view, not the abstract point of view, because these vector calculus, this is actually an important tool to learn Maxwell's equations. If you do not understand calculus, vector calculus, your understanding of the Maxwell's equations would be very, very weak. So I would spend really good time over it so that you understand the concepts of, what do you mean by all those divergence, curl operators, and how do they apply to any mathematical quantities. And then electrostatics and magnetostatics, I'm not going to review that. That's already been covered in the electricity and magnetism course. But where necessary in terms of Maxwell's equation, I will quickly over that. And then we talk about Maxwell's equations in detail, in depth. And we will learn Maxwell's equations from mathematical point of view first, forgetting about engineering, and then we will learn how these Maxwell's equations are help us in realizing any engineering systems. And finally, we will discuss the waves in this course. And we'll discuss waveguides too a little bit with you. So setting the tone right, you have already seen these Maxwell's equations, right, in the integral form. Gauss's law, Faraday's law, and no magnetic monopoles, Ampere's law. You already seen that integral form. We'll learn how this differential form is there, because it's very easy to apply as differential form in real engineering applications. We will learn that. So what my goal would be that you understand these equations really in and out from the mathematical point of view first, and then how these are being utilized in engineering applications or scientific applications. So that's how I would be doing that. So for that, vector calculus becomes really, really important tool in this. So there are a few changes from the past settings. So as I said, there would be 50-minute classes. So we'll have 13 weeks, not 14 weeks. You would have 3 exams, open book, open notes, and each exam would be followed by Viva. So the grading scheme is 8% assignments, and there will be 2% complex engineering problems, so 10% total assignments, and there will be 2 midterms, 30% and 30%, and final would be 30%. So I will try my best that your graded instrument, which is in this case here, assignments are returned to you within a week time, and we'll upload your points or Zambil. So and same would be true. Yes, go ahead, ask question, Ahmed.
Sir, so according to your experience, if a person has had a bad grade in magnetics, physics, magnetics, how hard will this course be for him?
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, yeah, अगर आप अपना mic mute कर दो, Ahmed. Oh, okay. So, doing well in electricity in magnetism would definitely help. But if you haven't done well in the electricity and magnetism, it's still not a lost cause, because I would be taking this course from a different point of view. I would be conducting this course from a different point of view. So you will have a lot of room to do really, really well in this course. So answer to your question, if you haven't done well, you may need to put a little bit extra effort, but you can do that. We can manage that, because content would be new, and I would be doing it from more different perspective than what you have seen from the physics department. So answer to your question is no, you can still ace this course without doing well in the electricity and magnetism. Okay, and remember, nothing is harder in this world. If you have in your mind that you need to do well, you will do well. No question about that. So have your commitment there, and I'm sure you will do well. So yeah, and you can jump and ask the question, because I think in sharing screen, maybe raising hands, other things might not be, or chat might not be visible to me. So you jump over, and if you have any questions, it's important that everything is clear in this first class here. And remember to resolve any issues related to your grading on Zimbil within a week, because I do not want you to ask for change of the points and marks, 10 weeks from now. That would be really difficult to manage. So make sure that you resolve any of your grading related issues within a week of instrument returning. Academic integrity, I'm sure all of you are great students, honest students, disciplined students. So please follow academic integrity with full heart, because I tell you one thing, you can still pass this course if you provide me a clean blank exams. अगर आप blank exams दोगे, मैं आपको शायद फिर still pass कर दूं if you have done well on the assignments. But if there is an academic integrity issues, if you have even aced the exam, I will fail you may fail the course. So this academic honesty and integrity goes beyond anything for me, and I'm sure you understand that. So please make sure, do not copy assignments from each other, do not cheat in exams, do your own work, try to learn, be a good student, and you will do well, I promise you. But in terms of academic dishonesty, you would have troubles. So yes, I saw a hand raise, so come on, yes, shoot a question.
Sir, isn't everything open book, open notes? It was written before.
Yeah,
Open.
it would be open book, open note, because it won't be an exam in the class. So you would be sitting at home. I will not push you in a tough spot. You can always have books and exam notes in front of you.
Okay. So would videos count?
Say it again.
Would lecture videos count as notes?
Your notes.
My notes. Okay.
Yeah, which you will make through the class slides. जो हम
Okay.
काम करेंगे, जो आप notes बनाओगे, you can have those. ठीक है?
Okay.
Because whatever I would write here on here in during the class, I will not post that. You need to make your own notes. So it's just like a board thing. I would just post the lectures, recorded lectures, and you can make your own notes. Okay.
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 ठीक है.
Yeah, please mute your mic. Please, someone mute your mic whose mic is on. Okay. Acha, so there are a few things which would change from the last offering. You need to what I've asked TAs, that they would be looking over your assignments very carefully and rigorously. And other than your points, I will also have qualitative comments on each of your problem from the TAs, about your effort and about your copying. So I have all the record in front of me during a Viva after the exam. If there are if there is a case of academic dishonesty, I will give a 0 on the exam. Whether you have done it correctly or not. If there is an academic dishonesty or cheating or anything else, you would get 0 regardless of doing correct on the exam. But if you have done well on the exam by yourself and there are errors, and during the Viva, I figure out that you have done it completely by yourself, your assignment record is stellar, your TA remarks are good, you will ace the exam. So I may overlook your mistakes in the exam. So basically, the Viva after each exam will not have any weightage. The weightage would be of your written exam. Viva will be just a means to make sure that during the exam and the prior assignments, everything has been done by you. So my question during the Viva would be extensions of the problems you have solved in the exam, problems you have solved in the assignment. So if you have done it by yourself, you will not have any trouble in doing well on the Viva. So we will have good 15-20 minutes for each Viva for the students. So you will have plenty of time to satisfy me that you have done it by yourself. And I am sure that this is a great group of students whose prime objective is to learn. And that's what I would be looking forward towards you. It's really it's uncomfortable for me to talk about academic dishonesty again and again, because really my prime goal and objective is to enhance your learning experience. And obviously, I would have extra feedback during the semester. If you were coming to the live classes, asking me the questions, asking the trying to understand the material, all would give me good leads that you are putting a good amount of effort in understanding the course. Okay. So remember, my prime objective is to have a very good learning experience for you in this course. And during the semester, feel free to provide me your feedback over the course. What you like, what you don't like, and I will try to adopt accordingly based upon your feedback. So any questions so far? Anybody has other questions before I jump to the detailed agenda? Okay. So no more questions. So let me go to, yes.
Sir, so this class will be 50 minutes.
Yes, 50 minutes. So basically the idea is that you roughly, it won't be 50 minutes dot 00 seconds. It could be 45 minutes. It could be 51. I try my best that we do not go beyond 50 minutes. Okay, because this is something new for me. So we need to adopt. So I would make mistakes, but I will try my best that I would stick to whatever whatever I say to you right at the moment. Okay.
Okay. No, I'm just asking because I have a small bad habit. You could say I can't keep my concentration on a subject longer than 40 or 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. I understand that, sometimes I would finish the class at 40 minutes or 35 minutes because of this online thing, because I would feel if there is a concept, if I start a new concept that may not get into you, so I may finish the class earlier, or I will go over few minutes. So, but I promise you, I will try my best that there are 13 weeks and there would be 26 classes overall. Time which I would be providing you in terms of lecturing time, that won't be more than 26 times 50 minutes. Inshallah, I will try my best.
Okay.
That doesn't happen that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, but you need to bear with me. This is a new thing. We all are learning. We're not master of this. So
This is actually quite fun. This is actually quite nice for me since I don't have to come to school anymore.
yeah. Okay.
You
Okay.
can just
So
relax in a bed.
so last thing I would before if I want to cover anything today, I would like to go over this agenda in detail with you. So there would be 2 lectures, 50 minutes. Remember, this week we have a class on Friday too. ठीक है? इसको बोलना नहीं है. There would be a Friday class this week because we don't have the Monday class. But from the next week we would have Monday, Wednesday classes. Unless there is a holiday or something like that, we need to incorporate that. Okay? And there would be tutorials. In tutorials, अभी मैं इस बारे में बात करता हूँ just in a second. And this is the admin details. You've already seen these things. And this would be a live lectures as we're doing it today, and it would be recorded. I would, to be honest with you, I would advise you to come to these live lectures. Do not try to leave it to the recorded lectures, because as the semester will progress, you will have pile of other loads to come in. So be disciplined, be regular, try to make your notes in these regular lectures so that you need not to look over this lecture in the recorded form. And this would give you an opportunity to ask me any questions during the class. Okay, I already covered the CLOs for the course. PLOs is there. So assignments, and this is being covered. So so I covered about the exams. So let's look over this detailed agenda, which I would like to say here. So I would try to stick to this agenda. If there is anything changed, I will communicate to you. So there would be a Wednesday, Friday classes, Monday, Wednesday, and then on the 25th September, we would have a live Q&A. Live Q&A means that I will not cover anything new in this class. I want that you have, and inshallah, I'm sure that you guys would do that, that in this class, you have already been gone through my first 4 classes in depth, in detail, and you have questions. You have ambiguities, and I'm sure you would have. Come with those questions and I will address those. So basically this live Q&A would be further explanations of these 3 classes which we have been passed. Okay? So that would be this. And then we would have a tutorial. First tutorial will start from 2nd October. And in the tutorial, I typically ask my TAs to solve some problems other than assignments. I gave them the problems and they will solve those problems with you. So that will help you in nailing down some problem solving strategies. Okay? And this is very important. Your first exam would be on 11th October, Sunday, 2 to 5 p.m. I am announcing this slot today on the first class. So stick with it. Do not ask me near the exam, oh sir, फलाना एग्जाम है, ये टमकाना एग्जाम है, तो मेरे साथ ये मसला है, मेरे भाई की शादी है, मेरी किसी का कोई मसला है, तो make sure I'm announcing you right on the first day that you respect that. Okay?
But the exam is when, sir? 11th October.
11th October, and this would cover all the transmission lines.
Okay.
So which would basically means as per agenda, first 9 classes. And then you have a second, and then you please mute your mic. And then we have a second exam on 1st November, Sunday, 2 to 5 p.m. And that would cover just vector calculus and Maxwell's equations, which means that it would be covering from 10 to 20 classes. Okay? And then we have this final exam. Typically, historically, I used to have a final exam comprehensive, but in this online setting, I'm not going to do that. So this final exam already announced 28 December, आपकी ज़मीर पे लिखा हुआ है, and that would be covering just the waves, like from 23rd and onwards classes. That would be covered in this exam. Each exam would be 30%. Assignment is 10%. and each exam would be followed by a Viva. Viva won't be on the same day. I will try to grade exams as quickly as possible, and then we would have the Viva in next few days after the exam, in some predefined slots with you, because we would be talking with each other for 15-20 minutes during the Viva, where I would be assessing. So as I said, be very honest, be a great student, learn the material, and do well in the course. You will not have any trouble in course. Believe me, and you may ask from your seniors, I do not give bad grades if I see a good effort. Lekin, if I find an academic dishonesty, whether it's a small thing or big thing, no matter how well you have done during the course, that is unforgivable crime. That is unforgivable crime. I will not overlook that. So make sure that you are doing your work by yourself and be a good student, guys. You're now beginning into the juniors year, and you would be now learning all the core courses of electrical engineering. Try to learn them really, really, really well. Do not think कि ये वाला course जो है, it's not gonna help me, flana course gonna help me, but I'm gonna just pass it. Don't think like that. You don't know what is ahead, what you would be using in your coming life. So try to be very good student, try to learn the material and enjoy the course, and try to ask me a lot of questions, obviously academic questions, not about questions about something else, and about the course, because it's course scope. What I see in my teaching, generally. So let me actually go back to the full media mode. So what I see in my teaching is, and based upon my experience, that down the road you will forget this course. If you are not working in this area, you will forget this course. You will forget other courses too, if you do not, on down the road. But what you won't forget is the learning strategy. So my goal in this course is to equip you with the learning strategy towards any material. Yes, electromagnetics, fields and waves we will be looking over it as an example, but try to look over my teaching methodology and way in a more broad sense, and try to apply those to your daily life. As an example, मैंने आपसे, I talked about those Maxwell's equations, that I want you to learn those Maxwell's equations. So if we look over that first equation, maybe I go back, where is that? So that slide. So if I look over this, let's say there's this first equation, it's del cross E is equal to minus partial B over partial T, the curl equation. I do not want you to know, okay, what is its, and I do not want you only to know what is the engineering application of this course. I want you to know that how to apply those kind of equations. This is just a test case, del cross E is equal to minus partial B over partial T. Maybe down the road you have some other differential equation, involving this vector calculus. So you need to know what is the meaning of that course and how to apply that. So focus. So I would be focusing on special strategies for looking over those kind of problems. And this course would be an example to do that. And remember, this course is a highly mathematical course. Lekin don't be afraid of mathematics, as mathematics is the language of engineers. You need to, so now you're beginning into your junior year, you need to bury all your demons of mathematics now, and you will become a great engineer, and you will become a great scientific person. I bet you that. So okay, I have few questions here. So is there any n minus? No, there won't be any n minus policy here. Yeah, this is a this is I try to look. So okay, maybe my assignments are not like an assignment carrying 10 problems or 12 problems. My assignments would be carrying 3 or 4, let's say not more than 5 problems or so. In many, my all problems would be very focused, which will help you in understanding the material we have covered during the week, during the prior week. So that's my assignment. And typically my assignment questions are the questions from the prior exams, which I have taken in this course. So you can see all those assignments are like the exam questions you're solving from the previous offerings. And other than the learning, they will also give you the flavor, what kind of exams I would be having in this course. So yes, we have few more minutes. You can ask me questions to know more about you. Anybody has a reservation over the Slack joining? I won't start the formal material today because then I would go beyond much time. Yes.
What reservation, sir?
Say it again.
You said you asked if someone had some reservations or something.
Yeah, on Slack, the software I'm asking you to use for discussion.
I have Slack.
Yeah, Slack.
Rum circuit and electronics. Shajil had a.
Okay. Okay. Any other question on the course? Any admin stuff? Can you mute your mic? Yeah, please. Please mute your mic after asking the question. So I am seeing 37 brilliant students here. I am seeing the participants here. So if you have any questions, we can have discussion here. If you have any questions or discussion, we can do here. You have any reservations, it would be since it's an online mode, new things for us and for you would be learning. So feel free to let me know whatever is, for example, not working out for you, which I'm doing, and I will try to adopt that accordingly. So अगर किसी का कोई question, कोई comment on the course or anything, shoot, and I would be glad to say so anything here.
Sir, that's your Slack account is Lums. Slack group is Lums EMT.
Yes, Lams_EMT. Okay. I send you an invitation. I also in email there's an invitation link too, so you can click that and you would be here.
Okay. I have joined.
Okay. So, अच्छा किसी का कोई सवाल? I 37 participants. Please, guys, engineers, scientists are vocal. We have still few minutes. I want to know.
Sir,
somebody else. Ahmed is asking a lot of questions, and I appreciate that. Yes, Ahmed maybe ask question. Maybe I want to hear from others too. Ji Ahmed, ask.
Sir, I want to ask, sir, how from which part of engineering will electricity, this device, electromagnetic fields and waves focus on exactly? I mean, where will it be useful? What's it related to? Transformers and.
No, actually, tell me this thing. In electrical engineering, या जब हम इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग की बात करते हैं या आप कोई भी चीज उठाओ, if you have a physical hardware, उसमें करंट होगा. Will there be any current? So if there is a current, electromagnetics is there.
Okay.
And
good point.
Wireless system, even then the electromagnetics is there. So as I said, electromagnetics is like, if you say applied electromagnetics is electrical engineering, that won't be a wrong thing to say. Even if you are a computer scientist, you are using computers. Computers are following electromagnetic principles. Their LCDs, their screens, their buttons, their hardware and everything. Yeah, you're right. If you are doing some algorithm research and stuff like that, then electromagnetics is not helpful there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, और किसी का कोई सवाल? Please, I really want to hear from my class. Other than Ahmed, I have some wonderful group of students here. किसी ने कुछ और पूछना हो? Everybody is happy. Yes, walaikum salam.
Sir, there is a question. Generally, some professors recommended us to attend all the lectures on Zoom because they said that this is a PEC requirement to maintain 75% attendance. So, is this applicable here on Zoom as well, or is it fine if we rely on asynchronous methods?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Well, honestly, I'm not fond of attendance, but as you said, there's a PEC requirement. So मैं एक काम करता हूँ. I will make an Excel sheet, and if you, I'm sure all of you would go through, even it's a recorded lecture or a live lecture, and you put your attendance there by yourself in a more honest manner. अगर आप लोगों ने lecture ले लिया तो अपनी attendance लगा देना ऊपर. I will take care of that because it's very hard for me to take attendance on Zoom. I'm not going to do that. ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
और कोई सवाल? Learning के ऊपर. So I'm sure you all are great engineers and you are going to do great things in your life. So मेरी advice याद रखना. Try to learn every material you are taking in the coming year in the best possible way. Don't be afraid of mathematics. Balke try to find ways how to learn more mathematics and apply in your engineering. I hope we would have a great semester in this course, and inshallah you guys will do great. So I will see you on Friday. And on Friday we'll formally start our course. Okay, guys, have fun. Allah Hafiz.